you for coming out to check us out at A Seat at the Table. You see two brothers on the screen right now that are very, very important to the world of music, definitely to the world and specifically to Chicago. And I'm going to take a moment just to tell you who you are looking at right now. So the only other ball brother besides me on here is Mr. Wayne Williams. Now, as founder of the Chosen Few DJs and longtime music industry professional, Wayne has helped shape popular music and dance culture. His music career includes work as a DJ, producer, and A&R executive with Trax Records, Jive Records, and RCA Records. Wayne is a recipient of an NAACP Image Award for his work with Aretha Franklin and was nominated for a Grammy in 2014 for his work with Jennifer Hudson. He continues to produce music and perform at events and clubs across the globe. Welcome, Mr. Wayne Williams. Woo! Clap it up, clap it up. I know you can't hear the word. You know they clapping it up for you. Now, the other brother you see right there is Terry Hunter. After starting his DJ career as a teenager, Terry produced his first house music release, Madness, in 1990, which became an underground hit. His talents have helped produce dozens of original songs and remixes for top artists, including dance hit Wonderful, featuring Teresa Griffin, Chicago Stand Up, and a celebrated remake of house classic In the Beginning, There Was Jack, featuring Chuck Roberts and Monique Bingham. He is the recipient of an NAACP Image Award for his work with Aretha Franklin and was also nominated for a Grammy Award for his production of Jennifer Hudson's 2014 hit It's Your World. In 2006, Terry became the first new member of the Chosen Few DJs in nearly 30 years. Gentlemen, welcome. Welcome, Terry Hunter. Welcome, Wayne Williams, the Chosen Few. Thank you. Thank you. Yo, I'm just going to jump into this, man. Tomorrow's July 4th. Last year about this time, I went to go get some new gym shoes, some comfortable walking shoes, you know, a fresh outfit to get ready to hit Jackson Park for the biggest house music event in the world. And you're going on your 30th year. But this year is different. This year we're shifting gears. But before we get into all of that, I want to give you guys an opportunity to talk to the history of what the Chosen Few picnic is and what it means to the city. And any one of you guys can take that.
You let the founder take that one.
There it is.
Wow. You know, obviously, you know, we're all very close to this event. It's grown so much throughout the years, but it takes a whole lot of work, right? And so that's why, you know, that's of course one of the reasons why I said it was time to get some fresh blood in the Chosen Few, and you know, Terry Hunter and Mike Dunn, and because, you know, for a few reasons, but one, because it's such a huge event, it means so much to different people, different generations of people as well, and I think that I think that you know, because of all the work that's entailed, you know, and something that we really look forward to, something that takes a lot of planning, and it means so much to so many people. You know, we don't cut corners. You know, we really take our time and we put this thing together. And so it really means a lot to a lot of people. And we're very aware of that. And that's why we give it our 100%, 110%.
You know, one of the things I think is really important to touch on is how long this has been happening in the city. Right now, this is the 30th year. And I remember, so I'm dating myself, I don't care, you know. I remember hearing about the DJ set behind the museum and making sure that I had to be there because, first of all, the music was going to be banging, but all the finest women in Chicago was going to be behind the museum at the party. Man, so what was it like planning that very first time? I mean, what even inspired that?
Well, we had we were a DJ crew for a long time. We started I started in 1975, I started a group of guys called the Few Disco Corporation. In 1977, I kind of rebranded it and just made it the Chosen Few DJs. Mm-hmm. And I started a DJ crew. And so I think that, you know, I'm sorry. I just lost my train of thought.
Not at all.
What was that question? What you just said?
We're talking about just how it started, man. The event behind the museum.
Oh, behind the museum, right. So because we had been DJing, but throughout the years, a lot of us had left Chicago, mm-hmm. And so Tony moved to Houston, Jesse moved to LA, but we would always come back together for the holidays, and so. We gave a party on Christmas once we all came back, and it had to be like 20 below out. But, it started slow, but all of a sudden, a whole lot of people came. It became a packed party. And so we thought, wow, people still want to hear us play together. And mm-hmm. So we said, but no one wanted to come. The other guys who moved for the hot cities, they didn't want to come back for Christmas, Right. But they said, well, let's do it on the 4th, around the 4th of July, because that's the other time they would always come back. And mm-hmm. So Andre and Tony had a family, they used to do a family reunion thing there. So we said, we'll just do it with Andre and Tony's family reunion, and then we'll just tell people that we're spending together again. And honestly, that's how it started. It was maybe 50 people showed up, and right. No one wanted to DJ. We was all wanted to eat and play softball and football. And but Andre, we're all pretty, athletic and competitive. But Andre, he ended up DJing the whole damn thing, And but the more it grew, the more people, and obviously the older we got, the more we started DJ. More people came, and mm-hmm. Just grew like crazy, man.
Right. Now, that's awesome, and it's grown into something that's known worldwide. And become an event that people come to Chicago for from all around the world. Terry, if you can touch on why, when this time of COVID and everybody was forced to make these adjustments, why is it important to do this event virtually? Why not just not do it at all? What makes it important that you guys would decide to make sure that we still celebrated 30 years of the Chosen Few?
Yeah, definitely. So let me say this. We're celebrating 29 years. We are leading 2020. So
yes.
2021, we're going to come back with the 30. But I think it was very important. Number one, all of this was a shock to us, just mm-hmm. dealing with this COVID situation. A lot of us was affected by not able to travel. Obviously, I travel all over the world, DJing a lot of festivals, clubs, whatever. So when that happened, it was kind of a shock because it didn't just happen in America, it happened around the world. So the world just stopped. And so everybody was trying to figure it out. Like, what's next? What do we do? Then you start seeing people doing live streams, and the live streams start taking off, and it provided entertainment for a lot of the people that was just stuck in the house. We was just stuck in one place. Mm-hmm. So it ended up actually being a gift and a curse, if you will, because we that traveled a lot needed to slow down. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. People don't understand. They think it's glitz and glamour and all that traveling. But I explained to people, I said, we are professional seat fillers for airlines, because if I was going to London tomorrow, like me and Wayne, for instance, went to Africa, right? Okay. We flew. It was a 19-hour flight. The event got canceled while we was over there. So we ended up staying there 2 days doing just the TV program and came back. But most of the times for me, I'll leave Chicago, go to London or Italy, somewhere in Europe. That's an 8-9 hour flight. Then you get home, there's a 7-hour time difference ahead. And then you get to the hotel, you get about 4 or 5 hours of sleep. You go do sound check or do press. Then you go out to the dinners with the promoters. And then, you're at the club, and then you're back on another plane.
Right.
Spend more time on that flight. So to say all that is, during the COVID situation, obviously the only way for us to provide entertainment was to go live. And I think that it would be a loss, not just for us, but for the people that follow us, our family of that's in the house music community around the world. And it was important for us to still bring that feeling to the people for the holiday weekend around July 4th, or this year it is July 4th. So I think it's very important, man. Music makes you forget a whole lot of stuff. It gets you through a lot of things. So I think that's the one thing that I think we just had to do because our people wanted that.
You know, you said that you touched on how music makes people feel a lot of things. Talk about the importance of the DJ in our lives. Like, where do you think the DJ fits in?
Wow, man. Whew. I think, look at it. Everybody wants to be a DJ right now. You know what I mean? And for the last, like, it's so funny in Chicago, and I see it happening all over the world. We forgot how to be fans of the music. And I mean that with the newer DJs that's coming up, because I'm like, hey, if we just have all DJs, who's going to be partying? You know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
I think it's something about DJing. It's something about that attracted me as a young kid when I heard and saw DJs making 5, 6, 7 songs sound like one record. You know what I mean? And so there's a great attraction.
Which is something unique to Chicago, just to say that. Yeah,
absolutely. And that was the thing for me. The first time I'll never forget, I've told this story before. My cousin that I was named after had to babysit me. And it was a party on Belmont Rocks up north, right off Belmont and the beach. And that's the first time I saw Frankie Knuckles spinning. And he was seamlessly making all of these records that I knew from what my cousin used to play and that my grandparents played in the house. But it was just one after another, one after another. And I'm hearing people scream his name. And I saw how he had control over that crowd. And I was like, I want to be a DJ. So I think the DJ is important, man. They are just as important as an artist. And especially with house music, if you paid attention to it, it's turning around now. But in the last, I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, Wayne, the DJ has taken the front line more than the artist in some cases with house music. You know what I mean? So I think the DJ is very important.
So what would you say to that, Wayne?
Yeah, I mean, I think that creativity is in individuals, right? And so I think you have artists who have their creativity, you have producers who have their creativity, and working in both genres, you know, being the house and the R&B hip hop. I've seen where the producers have turned into artists, right? Just like the DJs are now turning into artists, right? But what people don't realize is that artists, producers, and DJs were all artists, right? In their own right. In their own right. But how's that saying go? The cream rises to the top, right? And so that's who you know who the real artists are. That's how you know who the real producers who turn artists are versus the ones who turn artists but nothing happens, right? And the same thing with DJs. The DJs who have become artists and have longevity versus a DJ who tries to make a record and nothing happens with it. You see what I'm saying? So you're either, at the end of the day, you're either an artist or you're not. You know, and and it all comes down to your creativity and your consistency.
You know, you mentioned that the creativity, the consistency, and what it makes me think about is style. So how many DJs are in the chosen few?
7.
So that's 7 different styles between all of you. If both of you could kind of touch on what you would say as a DJ you would deliver, you deliver consistently with respect to your style.
You want to go first, T?
So can you repeat the question? I heard.
With respect to your style, what do you think you bring to the table each time?
Yeah, I think I bring a lot of, like, to me, I'm very in, especially in my latter career, I'm very much into melodies, instrumentation. I'm a really big fan, and always been a fan of just live musicianship. So with me, I try to incorporate that in my sets, but also with the songs. I can play a set and just play songs back to back to back to back to back to back to back without any tracks. Because, you know, with Chicago, we're known for playing tracks and instrumental stuff. And for me, my palette right now is just, I want to hear chord movements or
Mm-hmm.
live bass or horn sections and string sections. And if you're singing, I want to hear those lush backgrounds. So I'm very live instrumentation, melody driven.
For sure. How about yourself, Wayne?
For me, I've always wanted to break music and break records, right? And so I think that's a big part of me DJing. I've always found records, and that's probably why I became an A&R for 28 years, you know. So I think that I really love digging for music, finding records that other DJs don't have or might not have first, or, you know, I have a different version or a different edit. And so, you know, I always feel like I'm going to play a record in my set that either no one has, or people are surprised about the mix I have of it, or even the way you play it. Sometimes you can have two DJs play the same record, but that doesn't mean they're going to play it the same way.
That's
you
true.
see? And so, you know, I think that's what I feel I bring that creativity to it.
And you know, and I have to be very I'm very biased when it comes to this, but I also feel that it's extremely true. I feel like the best DJs come out of Chicago. I feel like there's a specific and I know you guys agree with me, but I just really feel like there's a specific ear that a Chicago DJ has that a lot of people don't. Can you speak to the uniqueness of the Chicago DJ and how they've been able to influence the world? You guys been able to influence the world.
Well, I always say that we have a distinct advantage because we're in the middle of the country. So we don't have an East Coast ear or West Coast ear or a down South ear.
Mm-hmm.
We just have what's hot. We have a what's hot ear, right? And so because of that, we don't have any biases as far as music is concerned. And because of that, I think that's why we're above and beyond other DJs in other cities, because of our ear. We have just better ears than the rest of the country. And it's because of where we're positioned in the country, you know. And then the other part is there's so many DJs in Chicago. This is a DJ city, right? And so there's so many DJs, and because of that, there's a level of competition here like none other, right? I mean,
right.
There are some DJs who aren't known, who are in their bedrooms, who are way better than DJs who are known in other cities. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And so, no, you're absolutely right. Chicago, I have no problem saying that, you know, Chicago has the best DJs in the entire world, not the country, in the entire world. And I don't have an issue of a problem saying that, you know, and no disrespect to my DJ brothers across the world, but I mean, facts are facts, bro. I mean, it just is what it is. You
know? Terry, what you say to that? I feel like he said it all, but what you say to that?
No, he definitely said it all. But to put to that, I think what's really unique about DJs in Chicago, if you're playing hip hop or if you're playing house, and the telltale sign is, let's jump into hip hop. I'm not gonna say like the DJs in the last 10 years or whatever, this really doesn't count for them. But anybody past 10 years, if they play hip hop, if you listen to Ferris, we blend records. We're known for blending records.
Right.
As everybody else around the world just cut records in or slam them in it, especially hip hop. And so that comes from house. Like, we are a blending city. Like, I remember coming up, we had battles to see who can hold the blend the longest before it fall off. Right. And that's how you used to lose when that person fell off first. So that's the Chicago thing.
I need the viewers to understand, just if you could kind of touch on what a blend is, you know, right, for the people who aren't traditional DJs, we could build on
Absolutely. that. So blending is basically where when you hear a DJ mixing one record into the next record, and make sure that those beats match and they are actually locked and not sloppy. And some people do very quick mixes because they don't know how to blend or hold that blend. And so you have two turntables or CDJs, and you have a record that's similar tempo, and you use your pitch control, for those who don't know, to kind of beat match the records together. And listen, we'll be holding mixes for a minute and a half, man. And that's the one thing I think Chicago is so unique for. We can walk in the club in the dark caves of Africa in a blindfold, and we'll be, oh, that he from Chicago.
But I got to add on to that though. But the other part of that is Chicagoans love music and they love song, right? Mm-hmm. So they're just not going to hold a blend just to hold it, right?
Right.
They're, in other words, if it's in the way of the lyrics or the melody doesn't fit the bass line of the other record, you know, and it's still going, no, we don't do that.
We ain't trampling over each other's records and
exactly
songs. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and you know what that speaks to, because now if you have Serato, you can beat match, but that doesn't. But that's where it comes to knowing the music.
Exactly.
So you really do have to have a handle on the music, know what sounds good together to be a competent and great DJ. That's the difference now.
Listen, I learned this early on, just listening to a lot of my heroes, and especially Ron Hardy, and me and Wayne have had this conversation, and I've had conversations with DJs all over the world. Just because two records are the same tempo does not mean that they go together.
Exactly.
So that's where people get that mistaken too. It's about, like you said, precise knowing your music.
Definitely. And now, even as we continue with this, you know, who are some of the artists who inspire you? You know, it doesn't necessarily even have to be for your DJing, but just generally, like, who kind of gives you that push when you hear them, you know?
I would say this will be, a lot of people wouldn't know this, and I obviously have my heroes, because I think it's one of those, we can name all of the Stevie Wonders, the Earth, Wind and Fires, all that, the sound that was coming out of Philly, you know, from Teddy, anything that Gamble and Huff did, obviously, but I geek over them. But a fun fact that people don't know, like,
am I getting exclusive? Hold on, I'm gonna get an exclusive.
Yes, you're getting an exclusive.
Okay, yeah. Exclusive. Let's go.
Like, I have met a lot of people in my career, and will probably be in awe of a lot of the artists and producers and musicians that came before me. But I think one person where I think I would just fan out, like I would hold it together, believe it or not, is Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre to me is incredible. Wow. If you look at his career, on what he started, where he started at, and the artists that he has made, but not only that, sonically, his sound is amazing. And to this day, no one can touch it. Case in point, Kanye with his new single and his new album that's coming out went to Dr. Dre to get that sound.
Yep.
So, like,
I feel you. Like, I feel you with that. Even Anderson .Paak dropped Ventura and Oxnard last year, and Dre did Oxnard, and playing that in my car, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I totally agree 100%.
Yeah, it's something about that man's sound. I don't know. I would do anything to, and that's crazy. He's one of the people that I want to meet, and got so many close ties to him, but I've never met him. And I think I would really geek completely out with him if I got a chance to meet him.
So who's that for you? Who's that for you, Wayne?
Well, hold on. I got to add on to Terry's story, because I met Dr. Dre, right?
Okay.
But when I met Dr. Dre.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, it is. What's the saying? We talk about it all the time. You don't know who to meet your heroes. Oh.
Right. So I was just going to the studio, right, to meet another producer, right? Okay. And so I get in the studio, and it's like maybe 9 or 10 guys in the studio, right? And so I immediately, 9, 10 dudes in the studio, immediately checking out everybody at one time, right? People, see what's in the house, if you know what I mean, right? Right. Huh?
You was checking out what? You was...
No, see, there you go. So anyway, so I checked, so anyway, I was like, as soon as I came in, I was like, how you doing? Oh, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Check. But the first "how you doing" was Dr. Dre. I didn't realize it, right?
Oh, wow.
Right. And so, I'm sitting. So anyway, I'm watching, in the room. So I'm listening to the music, talking to the guy who I came there to see. Boom, boom, And Dre's just like in the cut, he's just, standing. And then after a while, I realized, I'm like, hold up, damn, Dr. Dre. It is Dr. Dre. That's what I'm saying to myself, right? I'm like, oh shit. I said, oh no, I can't, So then I went over to him.
This wasn't NWA Dre. This is Beats by Dre.
This is a couple years, a year ago.
Okay.
And so I said, I went on like, Dre, what's up, man? Man, I didn't realize it was you, that sort of deal, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, I know who you are. He was doing that to me. I was like, damn,
wow.
But people don't realize Dre's a DJ, you know what I'm saying? And so he knows DJs and stuff like that, and but I was like, damn, man, this freaking Dr. Dre, bro, you know what I'm saying? And
sure.
And so, so I just had to say that story, right?
That's funny.
But still, so who's that inspires you like that?
Wow.
Or even if you even when you hear that song, like that.
Well, I'm a Michael Jackson fanatic, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with Michael Jackson. He's a year older than me, something like that, And I'm from Chicago. He's from Gary, and so I saw him at the then it was the High Chaparral, right, which became the Burning Spear later, right?
Okay.
But, that's way over our head, precise. I have no idea what that was.
Yeah, I know. Y'all probably started the Ringo, but whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Right. Well, it was right across from White Castle on 78th.
Okay, I get that one.
And so anyway, I went there, and James Brown was the headline, of course, and Michael opened up, and he had to be about like 9 or 10 years old, and I was 9 or 8,
Wow.
And so, to see someone my age, and then when he hit the stage doing his thing, I was like, oh my God, man. So I became a super Michael Jackson fan, right? Because he was my peer, And so I followed his whole career, and I just think, rest in peace, MJ. I think he's the greatest, baddest performer. I mean, think about some of those songs he did at 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years. Never Can Say Goodbye. Come on, man.
You just said something without saying it.
Come on.
You said there was a 9-year-old Michael Jackson opening up for James Brown.
Exactly.
Come on now.
Exactly. So, it's been some bad performance. I mean, I love a lot of artists, and see a lot of artists, but ain't nothing come close to me and Michael Jackson, baby. Nothing come close,
It's amazing. It's amazing just to see how you guys light up when you talk about this music that you love. Mm-hmm. And, I've seen both of you in a zone on stage rocking thousands of people, and it's really amazing the way that you guys command that audience. Now, this time we get to do it virtually. How are you approaching this time around, knowing that, how the pieces coming together, and how are you approaching just the music for the people? Are you changing anything? Is it spontaneous, or are you planning?
You want to go first, Terry?
Go ahead, Juan. Okay,
for me, I'm always spontaneous, right? Like I know what my first record is, right? Mm-hmm. But other than that, after that, all bets are off, right? And so it's always spontaneous for me. I have ideas of records that I want to get to, in my set. But for me, it's a big deal. For me, personally, it's a huge deal because I feed off the people. I mean, I really do. I feed off the people, And so I was telling somebody, I was having a conversation with somebody, and we're talking about DJs who clear the dance floors and stuff like that. And I said, the last time I cleared the dance floor, had to be like 15 or 16. And that's when I started off all genres and was started to play nothing but disco. And I cleared the dance floor then, because in the 70s, them kids weren't used to, not no black kids, weren't used to no disco. And so I cleared a lot of dance floor. But after that, I didn't clear no dance floor. It's just the opposite. So for me, that's a weird feeling, bro, because I really feed off of people. I love people. I love to make people dance and sweat. And at the end of the night, say, man, you gave me life. It's a spiritual thing. All the things they say. And I think that that's hard for me. I'll keep it real with you. That's very hard for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I would have to piggyback that though, Wayne, like he said, and it's been a real tough quarantine for me because again, not knowing when I'm going to travel again, not knowing if it's worth putting out records that you put your heart and soul into, if the streaming thing is going to kick up or people are not listening. Like it was really hard for me. So, we've been in this a few months now, and I think that we've caught a little stride because I do a live stream every Thursday from 5 to 7. And so that's kind of getting me back into it. But what has helped me in the last, I would say, couple of weeks is obviously the engagement now from the chat room. Like when the people in the chat room, you see them and people are conversating, they sending their fire emojis up, or when you play a record, they're commenting. So it's like we got to refocus. So I'm just taking that focus that when I first fell in love with DJing and house music, I was in the bedroom. I remember not wanting to go out for 2 or 3 summers. I'm practicing. I want to go to the record shop, listening to records. So I'm kind of putting myself back into that mindset of I'm in the bedroom practicing, and I got some people that may be viewing, even though I don't have that many people physically in front of me. I just take it back to like I'm in the bedroom.
Well, y'all already know it's going to be thousands of people tuned in. I mean, don't act like, it ain't thousands of people already. I know people who already got their drinks ready. They're going to be in the backyard barbecuing. I got to go get a steak after I'm done with this just so I can have something to barbecue.
That's it.
Drink. And I think it's certain things that are legal now in the city that partaking of too. So, absolutely. I love this moment every year, and it means so much to the world, but it means so much more to the city of Chicago because of the spirit that you created this in. And I think what happens is, and one thing that we should always mention is that it's one of the biggest events every year in Chicago, and there's never been one violent thing to happen at that event. Not to say that, and that's something that we really shouldn't have to celebrate, but what we are going to celebrate and we are going to acknowledge it because it's the music. House music did that. Somebody just asked me, they're not from Chicago. And by the way, somebody just shouted you out from Italy, Terry.
Oh, wow. Big ups to Italy.
But they just asked me, they said, what's the vibe of house music? I know how I feel about it, but I want you guys to take a moment and just explain that vibe of house music to the world.
Wow. Like for me, I swear to you, that's a great question, Precise, because it sounds corny, house music, it's a spiritual thing, a soul thing, but I feel like I have not been able to find a better definition. It's just something that, man, you feel like it's hard to explain to me because understand, I am a music lover of all genres. Like I love everything, but for me as a DJ, like I was really trying to do hip hop in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like I was really into hip hop, but I was not able to express myself in my teenage years as a hip hop DJ as I did house. You know what I mean? And so that was a part of my youth, and it's just something about it, man. It's just I don't know. There's not a word. I think it's not a word that has been developed yet to say this is the true definition. It's just something that you feel. It hits you. It hits you right here. Like it's and to me, disco did that, of course. And one thing that I was saying to somebody a couple of weeks ago is that with the state of house music now, like I love it. I love the songs people are making. A lot of the old heads complain about, hey man, music don't sound the same, and this and this and that, and this and this and that, and that's a lot because they're not going out because of the way how music is being delivered to you now. I think people are searching, and the ones that are searching it are finding the incredible music. So
because it's out there,
it's there, man, and it's incredible. And like I just want to get back to, we're at a point with house music right now where we're in the 120, 125 BPM range. And when we were coming up, we were playing mid-tempo records that was 105 BPMs, 110, 115. Like I want to start getting back to that. So watch out for some productions that's coming from myself and Wayne, is that we gonna shift this tempo back down because it doesn't have to always be here. You know what I mean?
Real, yeah, that's real. So Wayne, the vibe of house music.
Well, for me, it comes because of what you get, especially from the house music songwriters and singers, right? They write about positive shit. You know what I'm saying? They write about love. They write about a lot of positive energy, and I think that because you hear this positive music all the time, you're gonna have you're gonna feel good. It's like feel good music all the time, right? And I think that's a big part of it. And then, I can't tell you how many times people have came up to me and said house music has literally saved their life.
Yes.
Now imagine that, saved their life, and so I think that's how. And Terry's right. There's really no word for it yet. Maybe there'll be one later, but that's how deep it is. That's how much it has cut through. And when people, it'd be one thing if one person said it, say that, no. I mean, I'm not the only DJ that's heard that, right? Terry's not the only DJ that has heard that, right? That house music has saved their lives, So right. That shows you the power of house music. It's immense. It's very powerful. And so we understand, and again, why you think our event never had an incident. It's the power of house music. Yes. Can you feel it? I got to say, can you feel it? Because that is going to be my first record. Now that's an exclusive, right? Okay. Okay. Exclusive. Can you feel it, baby? Can you feel it? And it's Michael Jackson 5. So hello, there you go. But I think it's so powerful. It's so powerful. Can you feel it? Because and you're gonna feel it, and it touches everybody. And now when it touches everybody, it connects everybody. You know. And so now you have all these powerful energy going around the whole place, the whole party. When Terry's in Italy and France and Spain, and if I'm in Miami or LA or Detroit, wherever, it touches the world, bro. It's very powerful what we have. It's powerful what we make. And I understand that, and I don't take it for granted. And neither does Terry. And we work very hard. I said someone should do a documentary about what goes behind the scenes of a DJ. Because all they see is when you get to the party. Oh, no, man. It's a lot of work go in this. We dig, we find records, we talk to people, we do remixes, re-edits, talk to singers, songwriters, producers. It's a big village. It's a village. It takes a village. You know what I'm saying? And and so to me, that's what it is.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. I appreciate you, brothers, for coming out here and having this conversation with me. Can you take a moment to talk about what people can expect tomorrow, July 4th, and where they can go view all the great DJing that we just been talking about?
Well, I'm going to say to expect the unexpected and leave it at that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I would say expect 7 of the baddest DJs in the world to give you great house disco music that chosen few DJs are known for doing. Not just once a year, but every time one of us steps behind turntables and CDJs, expect nothing but the best. And this year's the first year. It's the first for all of us. We're doing it virtually. So everybody to be, like you said earlier, go get your steak, chicken, seafood, whatever you went to, barbecue it, have your family and a few of your friends, quarantine, wear your mask, be safe, and just get ready to party, man. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow. It's going to be amazing.
Yes, sir.
And I would say that also, a lot of people don't know, Terry mentioned it the other day, but even like me, like the chosen few, we might as well be blood brothers because that's how close we are with each other. Mm-hmm. But make no mistake, we're very competitive and want to beat each other's brains out tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And I must say, I found the track, baby. Oh my God. Good luck, y'all. Good luck.
See, now he finna go make me do some unnecessary.
Already. Hey, so people they get to watch it from the website, right? From your website?
Yeah, so make sure you go to chosenfewdjs, and we was talking about this too, besides like early on, a lot of people still think that we're gonna have a party at a club or be in a park. No, this is a virtual thing, y'all. So tune in tomorrow, chosenfewdjs.com. You guys will be able to view everything that we're doing from 12 noon Central Standard Time all the way to 9 p.m. And I just got to give a shout to our special guest, Byron Stingley, the legend from 10 City. Also, the queen, Carla Prather. And man, my brother, the funny man actor, the comedian, Dion Cole. It's going to be our guest. So it's going to be good times.
I made a deal, too, with Dion because, since he's DJing our thing, I told him I got to be on Netflix next time with him and tell a few jokes.
Make it happen, man. Let's do it. And bring some of that house music with you.
Right.
For sure. Yeah. Hey, brothers, thank you so much for coming out, man. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And, man, house music all night long, brother.
All night long.
Nice.
Love you, my brother. Peace.
Just precise.